I was attacked by a KAREN-SAURUS. Hello everyone. It's me, Mikey Z. Anyone that has been following this channel, here on YouTube, knows that I usually only write fictional stories. But this one is not fiction. No. This one is 100% true. It happened only 4 hours ago. Now, I've seen a lot of videos here on YouTube, showcasing public freakouts, by this ever-growing breed of creatures, known as Karens. They were all quite hilarious. You know the old saying, it's all fun and games, until it happens to you. And that's the truth. I never thought it would happen to me, but it did. Although, looking back now, it is quite hilarious, but at the time, it was scary as hell. Well, not really. Now, let me tell you what happened. I was at work. I had just went outside on my 10-minute break. I walked to my car, which was parked just outside the store, opened the door, got in, shut the door, rolled the window down about halfway, and began to roll myself a cigarette. You see, I roll my own cigarettes. Believe it or not, it's actually a lot cheaper that way. Anyway, there I was, sitting in the driver's seat of my car, with my cigarette tin on my lap. Inside the tin is my roller, my tubes, and a couple handfuls of tobacco. I had just put the tube on the roller, put tobacco in the chamber, and was just about to close it, when I heard the war cry of the KAREN-SAURUS, completely scaring the shit out of me. Oh my god. You're rolling a marijuana cigarette, in front of my kid, it said. Now, anyone in their right mind, knows that tobacco and marijuana, look nothing alike. Anyway, startled by this outburst, I turned in the direction of the scream, out of my driver's side window. I turned my head to see this 300-pound-plus Karen, bending over, with its maskless face practically smushed against my window, again startling me. Now, I'm not calling her a KAREN-SAURUS simply because she was big. I actually like big girls, not that big, but still. It's only because she was acting like a prehistoric creature. Anyway, it's a cigarette, I said calmly. It then stood up, and stepped back, into the road. It had to be at least 6 foot something. It then screamed at the top of its lungs, I'm calling the cops, and you're going to jail. Now, me being the smartass that I am, yelled back, what? I'm not fluent in Karenese. What? This only seemed to aggravate the beast even more. There it stood, in the middle of the road, in front of the store. Its eyes grew wide, as it stared directly at me. It took a deep breath, and produced this high-pitched scream, that would rival that of a banshee, at which point her kid, a girl about 15 maybe, just walked away, shaking her head. People were stopping and staring at this point. It then reached in its pocket, pulled out a cell phone, and I assume, called the cops. Realizing that my 10-minute break was up about 2 minutes ago, I attempted to get out of my car, and go back to work. At which time, the creature apparently saw that I was trying to leave, and began running toward my car, phone to her ear. Now, I don't care who you are, a 6-foot, 300-pound person, charging at you is scary. Anyway, I quickly shut the door. The creature then sat on the ground, leaning its back against my door. Are you fucking serious right now? I asked, as the cops apparently picked up, and it began to speak into the phone. I then yelled over top of her, hey Karen. This is one of those newer model vehicles. This one comes with 4 doors, I'll just go out this one. And swung my body up over the console, and waited. The creature slowly rose from the ground, and ran around the back of my car. I waited until it was all the way around, and coming up the passenger side. I then swung my body back around, and quickly got out of the driver's side door, and shut it. Bye Karen. I yelled, walking backwards toward the store, not taking my eyes off of the creature. I watched in complete shock, as again, the creature began to charge at me. I hurried my backwards pace. Luckily there were no people behind me, or cars pulling in the parking lot. Anyway, it came around the back of my car, took a step or two towards me, lost its footing, and down it went, face first to the blacktop. She hit hard. Really hard. That shit was brutal. Oh my god. Are you okay? Let me help you up, I said, trying to be nice, and extending my hand out to her. She screamed, and swatted my hand away. Her kid then came running back. I feel so bad for that kid. Anyway, she didn't appear to be injured. She got to her hands and knees, rolled over into a sitting position, in the road, and screamed repeatedly. In retrospect, I should have got it all on video, but I was too caught up in the moment. Anyway, the cops showed up, after about the 3rd scream, got out of their patrol car, and helped her up. I knew I couldn't leave at that point, so I just stood there. She began yelling at one of the cops, about my marijuana cigarettes, that I tried to leave, and all that good shit, pointing right at me. One of the cops then came over to me, while the other stayed with her, and her kid. I gave him my name, and my ID. I explained that it was just a normal cigarette, perfectly legal, that I was rolling, walked to my car, and showed him the tin with all my stuff in it. He looked at it, closed the lid, handed it back to me, told me to stay put, then went to talk to Karen. I don't know what he said to her, but it really pissed her off. She then started yelling at the cops. They told her to get in her car and leave. Her kid was literally begging her to go. Now, I don't care how pissed I was at a cop, I would never do what she did next. And I'm not sure what part of her little KAREN-SAURUS mind told her that doing it would be a good thing to do. But, as her daughter was trying to drag her away by her left arm, she balled up her right fist and side punched one of the cops, hammer style, right in his chest. Bad idea. The cop grabbed her right arm, spun her around, grabbed her left arm out of her daughter's grasp, slammed her on the hood of their car, cuffed her, and put her in the back of it. They had to use both sets of cuffs to make it happen. All the while, she was kicking, screaming, and thrashing her body all around. That was quite a sight to see. The cops were nice enough to take her daughter with them as well, to the police station I guess. As one of the cops got in the car, he told me I could leave. So, I walked back in the store, as the car drove away. I went to my boss and told him what happened. He said he watched most of it through the large picture window at the front of the store, and told me to go back to work. So I did. As I walked back to my department, I realized something. After everything that just happened, the main reason I even went outside in the first place was to have a cigarette, which I didn't even get to have. Thanks a lot, Karen.